Baruch Hashem. So we are continuing, going back to the meditation of the Baal Shem Tov. So it says here in the book of the Baal Shem Tov al Torah, few points in Parashat Ekev that are really on the point of our meditations. Let's say the direction of what we want. So let's read it together. First piece I want to read is יחשוב שהבורא יתברך שמו מלא כל הארץ כבודו. Right? We have a meditation that is what it's also brought in Nefesh HaChaim, to think, to contemplate, to meditate on the fact that Hashem is filling the whole land. Just take that with the whole meditation. But he continues. ושכינתו תמיד אצלו. The Shekhinah is always with Hashem. Okay? It's in a certain way, it's a little bit of opposite of what we're accustomed to say and to think. Because we say many times, we say, Shechinta begaluta, the Shekhinah is within exile. So it means that the Shekhinah is not with Hashem. Right? So it means that there is different aspects. So there is one aspect that there is an exile, the Shekhinah is in exile, and then we have to work, elevating the sparks and all of that. It's one kind of work. And also there is an aspect that the Shekhinah is always with Hashem. There's no separation. So to meditate about that aspect as well. V'udak min adak. This kind of thought is very, very thin thought. Okay? And generally a way of relating to what is meditation, what is the difference between meditation and regular thoughts. So we can say that meditation is also a kind of thought, but it is thin thought. So, yeah, there is thoughts that are rough, to think about physical things, that what I need to do, this, that, all kinds of, moving around. And as much as we are elevated with our thought to think, to contemplate, and to use our thought to concepts that are more refined, thinner concepts, so it gets more and more into levels of meditation instead of a regular thought. והוא אדון כל המעשים שבעולם. Hashem is the master of all what happens around. So that's why I say many times that whatever happens should trigger us to go back to that point. Right? What do you do when something that you don't like happens? So one possibility will be to complain about it. Right? There's always a possibility. Or you can meditate on it. What does it mean to meditate on it? Made on the fact that Hashem is standing behind it. So you start to complain about Hashem. Right? That's what it says here. והוא יכול לעשות כל מה שאני אחפוץ. לכן אינו יפה לי לבטוח רק בו יתברך שמו. So because Hashem is filling the whole land, the whole creation is full of the presence of Hashem. And the Shekhinah, which is a unity of the Neshamot of Am Yisrael, is always with Hashem. There's a certain aspect of constant unity. And that unity is very, very refined, very thin. And whatever happens, Hashem is behind it. Therefore, after all of this, so what can I complain about? There's nothing to complain about. There's nothing to be upset about. There's nothing to be angry about. Right? It's all Hashem. Now, there is another point that he brings, that many times we put our trust in different things. Right? We trust in our parents, we trust in our friends, we trust in all kinds of people around us. There is people that are trusting other things. They trust their money, they trust their health, they trust their medicine, they trust all kinds of different trusts, right? But really, it should be that we trust only Hashem. Right? David HaMelech says, Al tivtechu b'nedivim. Don't put your trust in other people that will be generous to you, that will be nice to you. Wherever he put his trust on people, so he have expectations. Whenever there is expectations, there is disappointments, right? In my house, I say all the time, I say, ציפיות זה רק לכריות. ציפיות in Hebrew is expectations. And we use the same word, ציפיות, also to like a pillow cover. So we say that the tzipiyot, the expectations, should be used only for the pillows, only as pillow covers. Meaning, whenever there is expectations, there's disappointments, and after disappointments, usually there's also some level of depression. So to prevent all of that, we have to put our trust only in Hashem. Okay, and it's very hard. The natural choice is to put our trust in many things around, and then people are getting hurt, and then they feel frustrated, and then they don't know what to do with those negative feelings and so on, right? So as much as we are strengthening our connection with Hashem with those meditations and many others, so then we have much better chance to survive life without falling down emotionally, spiritually, right? And if it happened, what is the right thing to do? Stand up again as quick as possible, right? That's a different class. Anyhow, continuing this book, the Baal Shem Tov, it says, צריך שיהיה דבוק כל כך, it should be that the person is so connected with Hashem through his life, שעיקר ראייתו יהיה בבורש יתברך שמו. That basically, all what he sees around him is only Hashem. How do you mean? What do you mean? How can I see Hashem? I see trees, I see people, I see cars. What do you mean to see Hashem? So, okay, you see all those different things, right? People, cars, and so on. But if whenever you see something, whatever it is that you see, you contemplate on Hashem that stands behind it, that holds it together, right? As we spoke about this meditation, to look on the creation around us and to meditate how Hashem is giving his flow of sustenance to keep it going, and so on, all the time. So then, with all of those different things that are surrounding us, we are just strengthening our connection with Hashem. Right? That's the goal. That's where we should take it. And as much as we practice it, it becomes to be more natural. It becomes to be easier. We don't have to stop everything and concentrate. Just we accept that as this is the reality. That's the way things are. It's only Hashem. And then what? says, ולא תהיה עיקר ראייתו בעולם והגע בבורא. לא כן, אלא עיקר ראייתו תהיה בבורא יתברך שמו. Meaning, in the beginning point, when someone is starting to practice those meditations and is starting to develop his relationship with Hashem, develop his consciousness to be Hashem consciousness, so then all the time he sees things that the natural response is to relate to the appearance of things, the external appearance of everything, right? And to get upset or to get happy, or all kinds of different emotions that are coming from the external effect of the appearance. And then this person have to remind himself, it's not this person that said it or did it to me, it's Hashem behind it, and this person was only a messenger to bring it to me. So all the time you have to remind himself. So the first choice, the default, is look on the external appearance, and then you have to work on himself to get to the deeper understanding, to get to the deeper look with meditation. But after, as long as it takes, it can be days, weeks, months, years, few lifetimes sometimes. After a certain time, when a person is getting to be mature with his relationship with Hashem, then he sees that there is nothing but Hashem. So then that will be the default. So obviously we have to relate also to the external appearance of everything. Yeah, I'm not saying to ignore people. I don't have to give tzedakah to this person, because really it's not this person. He is only Hashem there. So I don't need to give tzedakah to Hashem. Right? Hashem is rich. So this person, he have everything because it's only Hashem there. Right? No. You see a poor man, you give him tzedakah, right? You have to relate to the external appearance of everything. You can't ignore it. But when you're doing whatever it is that you have to do, we have to relate to the core, to the inner reason of everything, that everything goes back to Hashem. כי אין אדם יכול לעשות שום תנועה ולא שפעו וחיותו. There's no man, there's not only men, also angels, also everything. There's nothing within the creation that can do anything without the abundance and the flow of livelihood that comes from Hashem. So even wicked people, even the most terrible things that happen in the humanity, even those things, they couldn't happen if Hashem wouldn't allow it. So we say, how can it be that Hashem will allow some like terrible things that happen in the history of the world? How can it be? Okay, we don't understand everything, but it doesn't mean that we don't have faith. There's many things that are wondering, we don't understand, but we have to strengthen our faith, right? So how is it possible? Someone that he went through something that is like difficult, challenging, and he knows in his mind that yes, I know that somehow there's Hashem behind it, but I don't see it, I don't feel it, I feel frustrated, I feel upset, whatever it is, I feel hurt. So how can a person like that change those emotions, transform the negative emotions to get to positive attitude? Obviously it's not like one answer that is like simple, magical medicine that makes everybody healthy, emotionally and spiritually. But as much as a person have the opportunity and privilege to take this task of meditating and reconnecting himself to Hashem consciousness, so there's definitely better chance that he will be able to transform those negative emotions and go back to positive lines in his life. Right? There's many stories that are flowing around the world of people that got injured in all kinds of ways, all kinds of reasons, in a way that the doctors said, this guy doesn't have a chance. And many of those people, they cured themselves by contemplating, meditating, telling to themselves positive statements and so on and so forth. And they cured themselves. They went out of it. Right? Even non-Jews. I'm not talking only about Jews that have faith in Hashem. For us it's easier. Right? because we have this connection that is hardwired within us. But even though we have it hardwired within us, still we have to connect to this dimension that we have within ourselves and to activate this built-in programming that we have. So to activate it, this is those meditations. Okay, as much as we are applying that, as much as we are practicing it, it will give us the benefit of activating and reconnecting ourselves in a higher level. לכל אדם שהוא דבוק ובורא כראוי להשתדל בכל דבר שהוא רואה. Whenever you have this connection and you go on your way and you see different things in your way, שיהיה נראה שמסתכל על אותו דבר והוא אינו מסתכל רק על הבורא יתברך. So it looks externally, people look at you and they see that you are looking on different things, on the tree, on the children, on this, that, whatever it is. So for them, for the people that are looking on your external behavior, what they see your this dimension of the external, right, the physical dimension. But for you, you're holding in a different place. You're holding in Hashem consciousness. You don't see the tree and the children and all kinds of things like that. You see only Hashem. והעיקר שילך תמיד בשמחה ובפרט בעת הדבקות. ולא שמחה אי אפשר להיות דבוק בו יתברך. Okay, so that's a very, very cool point that in Breslev they took it very, very strongly, two hands, right? To be happy, to have happiness. Why is it so important? So he's saying here, when there's no happiness, you cannot connect to Hashem. Okay? So what is the goal? The goal is to connect to Hashem. What is the means? The means is the happiness. For many people, it's the other way around. Many people, they think, my goal is to be happy. And to connect to Hashem is my way to get to happiness. No. This is the right way. The goal should be to connect to Hashem. And happiness is part of that connection. Why is it so? Because when someone is looking on things in the external appearance of them, he's relating to the world around him with the external appearance of it. So then there's nothing that is there's nothing to be happy about, right? If you look in the world around you just on the external appearance of it, there's nothing to be happy about. I see a flower, it's gonna rot. I see people, they're gonna die. I see buildings, it's also temporary. So what is there to be happy about? Right? That's what it says in Kohelet. Shlomo HaMelech says. Shlomo HaMelech, he was king, right? He had everything, and he says, I have nothing to be happy about. What can I be happy about? I tried this, I tried that, I went here, I went there, but there's nothing to be happy about.
God is your father.
Right? The only reason to be happy is the happiness with Hashem.
We're children of God.
Right? As much as we are applying those principles, as much as we are seeing the world through those glasses, as they say, meaning in the internal look, to look inside of things, to look on the reason of things, to look to the source of the abundance that bring the sustenance to the whole world, then we can be happy. And then we can say, as much as a person have a greater connection, is experiencing more happiness.
You're saying,
And as much
everything is an opportunity to bring up? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
If I say I'm looking at this building, I'm looking at this car, or I'm looking at something, and I think it's maybe to go driving in the D500, but really it's to take me to Rabbi Shepherd's place.
Okay, that's also true, but that's not my point. I'm saying when something, whatever it is that you have around you, if it's car or if it's a person, whatever it is, to look on what gives the sustenance to this part of creation.
Okay, that's another aspect. Okay.
To use all of what's around you to reconnect yourself with Hashem. So I have a friend, one of the tzaddikim that goes to praying in the kotel in the nets, that came to visit me yesterday, and his name is Rav Meir, and his nickname is Meir HaSameach, the happy Meir. All the time he's smiling, all the time he's happy. Doesn't matter what happens. People coming with all kinds of terrible stories, you always have something positive to say about it. Always have a positive point of view. Right? So you see someone like that, you see someone that is really connected to Hashem. Right? Because the truth is that all what happens, always you have the choice, always you can choose to look on things with negative eyes. To see the default, to see the false, to see all the negativity. There is, yeah. But a wise man is looking on things and looking for the positive side. Right? What does it mean, the positive side? The way to use that to connect to Hashem. What is the positive thing about it? That obviously, let's say, for example, yes, let's give it an example. Let's say somebody came here and said something nasty. It's bothering. I don't like it. I don't want people to come here and say nasty things, right? So, for some people, they will really get upset. They will start a fight. They will react in all kinds of negative ways, right? Okay, that's an option. You can choose to do that. It's your choice. What would be the right way, the right reaction according to what we're learning here? To, instead of reacting to the person, to sit down. You don't have to really sit down physically, but to contemplate, to meditate on Hashem, and to try to understand what happened here. What Hashem did when He brought this person here and He said this nasty thing. What did Hashem want to tell us? What did Hashem want to tell me? What is the positive thing? How can I build my relationship with Hashem to a higher level, to bring this relationship to a higher level of intimacy because of this thing that happened, because of this person that came and said this nasty thing? How can I use it as a jumping board to get to a higher level, to a higher spiritual level? Right? To look for the positive side of it. Forget about the person. Positive, negative, for whatever. That's him. That's his story. But instead of being carried away with his story of the negative person, I want to be in Hashem's story. I don't want to be in his story of this negative person. I want to be in the side of Hashem, the positive side of life. Right? Obviously, sometimes it's a big challenge, but that should be our incentive. That should be our goal. That's where we're trying to bring it all. Okay? So, instead of continuing, let's do some meditation together to practice what we said. Okay? So, get yourself ready, get yourself comfortable, Sit down in a comfortable position. Put your feet on the ground if it's comfortable for you. Straighten your back. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. When you breathe out, push away all the negativity, all the pressure, all the anxiety. Give order to all the muscles to relax, to calm down, all the tension to melt down. As you breathe in, contemplate about Hashem's light. It comes into your being. And we're starting with the senses, with the experience of the physical, all the sensations of the physical body. And bring the consciousness even deeper to the emotional aspect, emotional body. To be aware of all of the emotions, and letting go anything negative that we find. And to put our heart in tune with positive emotion, specifically joy, happiness, and gratitude. And we keep on breathing. And we elevate ourselves to the thoughts. We observe on our thoughts as external observance without getting involved emotionally with those thoughts. Just to be aware of them, to be aware of the stream of thoughts that goes through our mind. And then we want to elevate even higher to the source of thoughts, which is basically the part of ourself that is capable to experience the connection with Hashem. And we want to hold that point within us, this inner point, and strengthen it and reestablish it. Meditate on that point that is the source of our strength. And to look from that point on ourselves, on our life, with full consciousness, with the Shem consciousness. You can try to carefully look on things that you got used to see them within negative perspective, and try to revalue them now with this new level of consciousness, and look on those things that happen to you in your life, that are happening to you in your life, and look at it with the positive attitude of Hashem consciousness. Let that light of Hashem transform all of your negative experience to be positive. All of the things that you felt felt hurt from them. Try to take one thing, concentrate in that, and find Hashem within that issue. Look deeper and deeper within that part of yourself. Try to find the light of Hashem in that point. If you have the privilege to see, very good. And if you don't, you just strengthen yourself with faith that even though you don't see that, it's there. Hashem is there. There is goodness behind all of the evil. There is hidden goodness. And as much as you have more faith in that goodness, you bring the goodness closer to your consciousness. And you can be happy about it. If you really believe it's there, you can already relate to that as a source of happiness. Because you know, you trust Hashem, you know that it's good, you know Hashem is behind it. Hashem brought it to your life, so it must be that there's a good reason for that. It's good, it's for your own benefit. And try to arouse the emotion of expectation, excitement for this next revelation. Try to be curious to see what Hashem will do with it. How would Hashem turn it to be a revealed goodness? Try to feel good about it. Transform the emotions to be positive emotions. bring all of this light, all of this revelation, all of this consciousness to the lower dimensions of your being. Let it merge into you. Into the thoughts, into the emotions, and finally back to the sensations of the physical body. And when you're ready, bring the movement back, and then slowly open your eyes.
Felt very good.
Felt good? Baruch Hashem.
Close to Hashem, Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem.
מעניין.
ברוך השם. מעניין. עוד משהו?
אין מילים.
טוב. You want to say something?
That feels relaxed.
Relax. Okay, relax is also good. There's many people that pay a lot of money just to be relaxed.
It's a different experience every time. It's never two times exactly the same.
Yes, I agree. Every time is a
Very initial, original, special, unique.
Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. Okay, so Bezrat Hashem, tomorrow, Thursday, right? So we don't have a class usually, but Bezrat Hashem, Sunday, I'll be here. Baruch Adonai L'olam, Amen, Amen.
What's the Hanukkah schedule?